All right. Let's kick it off. Wait. All right. Model 3 Dude says we can kick it off. So that's all that matters. What's up, Badback?
Same old, same old. Let me mute my. There we go.
Yep. Another day, another fake catalyst.
Oh man. Never ending, huh?
Never ends. It never does. Let's make sure that your level's good here. Say apes are the worst. Most uninformed. I don't know. Say something.
Apes are the worst.
All right. All right, I got you boosted up now. Okay, so see Model 3 Dude says Trump will announce he's running as an independent and that will split the party and he will take his donors with him. So is that the end of the Republican Party? Hasn't the Republican Party pretty much moved on from Trump as it is? I don't know.
They're starting to, but
I thought
I don't know.
DeSantis, DeSuctus.
Yeah, they're starting to move towards him.
Right.
I don't know. I like
Man,
Trump, man. It keeps it interesting.
I mean,
I like the
you have a
turmoil.
point. The last year and a half or whatever. Well, at least we got the AMC Moass. Without that
Yeah.
and Trump, would have been just inflation and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Overloading on entertainment.
Right, right, right. So Manny says no way. Model 3 Dude says not yet. So I guess they still like Trump. I don't know. What did you see the latest to do with Ken Griffin and Trump? I think I posted the video. Ken,
Yeah, I think he said to step aside for the Santos or whatever.
yeah, but the headline though is the best. If it'll load. Griffin to three-time loser. Trump step aside for
Oh shit!
DeSantis. Three-time loser.
Nice little shot there.
Um, and I mean, I knew that Ken Griffin did not support Trump after the last time. Um, because he said so. He said as much in one of his interviews. I quote, I'd like to think the Republican Party is ready to move on from somebody who has been for this party a three-time loser. Three-time loser. 2020 defeat, loss of Georgia, Senate seats in 2021, and this year's midterms. So that's a three-time loser.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Do you think the apes are Trump supporters?
I think some of them are. I think some of them are. I mean, a lot of lose fans are, a lot of Owls fans are, because though both of those guys skew conservative or whatever you want to call it, fake. It's not really conservative,
Right.
but what passes the Republican Party now. Um, remember Lou used to address Melania at the end of his videos last
Oh
year.
yeah. Yeah.
Frankie also, yeah, Frankie also, because he's pretty conservative. He doesn't even he's not even okay with like homosexuality. Like he thinks that that's
Yeah.
whatever.
Frankie is
So he is a rare breed, or he is I
a
don't
lot.
know something.
Yeah, a lot of those uh lower level influencers are. I
Yeah,
don't know. It's almost like I really don't believe that's how they really think. I think they're just trying to get shock value. Some of them.
could
I
be.
just can't believe people are this stupid on some of the shit. I just
Yeah,
refuse to believe like the majority of them aren't either trolling for money or
right.
you know what I mean. I just can't.
Um,
I mean, just example what we were doing today. What do we spend like maybe an hour researching that, and we're able
yep,
to debunk. And we don't have
yep.
no money involved either way, short or long.
Nope. And I forgot to respond to you, but yeah, I don't either. I don't have anything on in that right now. AMC, nada. So it doesn't matter to me. which way it goes. So, I mean, that's the thing. None of these people, all these AMC stock Reddit people, they're all, I mean, well, we think that they all have positions. I mean, some of them definitely don't. I'm going to come right out and
Right.
say that. Some of these people who say they have whatever shares XXX, they don't. They're lying. They're absolutely lying. They're clout
I
chasing,
agree.
whatever. Um, but some of them do, and some of them definitely do. And you got 500,000, half a million people, subscribe to this subreddit, and supposedly there's 11,500 there right now. But let's take a look at some of these titles here. Um,
Mhm.
let's see. This guy put his life savings in it, 22,000 for 2,700 shares at an average cost of 816. I mean, he's already losing money, right? Yeah, the
Yeah.
price is already down to 795. So
Jesus.
that's dumb. Let's see. Tinfoil hats. AA is a genius. In his interview this morning with Sorkin, he was asked, quote, "What does a long term look like?" He grabbed the knot on his tie and said, quote, "I don't have questions about the long term." He grabbed the knot in the tie. What does that mean? Uh,
Uh,
I don't have
these
questions.
people
I
create.
mean,
I mean, you think about how much of a. I don't know. I really don't want to call a genius in marketing because I really
right.
think he just
Oh, he's a
fell into it
charlatan.
ass backwards.
I think he's a charlatan,
But
personally.
I think he's realized that he can do little dumb shit like that, and it will divert his shareholders into looking. You know what I mean? Into something that has nothing to do with anything.
Yep.
It's almost like he's a master at deflecting his audience
Well, he's in a unique
their
position
attention.
because he knows how fucking retarded they are. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, they have made it abundantly clear that they interpret everything he says to mean one thing, that the
Mm,
short squeeze is coming. So he could literally go out there and grab his fucking crotch, you know,
right.
like, or tweak his own nipples or whatever. He could do anything, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is a reference to this," and da 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 da. And don't you remember his tweet from last year? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
He
But
knows
yeah,
it, and he plays right into it, man. And I mean,
yeah,
it's a
oh yeah,
scummy fucking maneuver, but it's capitalism. I mean, he's got it at some point. Yeah, he's a scumbag, but I mean, they're adults. They've had two
they
years
are.
to
Yeah,
research,
yeah. I
and
mean, and
it isn't like they've just gotten one side. They've had a lot of people, be it in the media, social media, telling them the other side, reality.
right,
So
right,
it isn't like they
yeah,
were just an old lady on the phone that got a call from a scammer and she fell for it. You know what I mean?
right,
They've
yeah,
actually had people actively telling them, like, wake up, you idiots. It's not how it goes.
and right,
So you
and
got you got a fault.
yeah, and their attitude is so bad, so
They're, they're
narcissistic
so
and
arrogant. Yeah,
arrogant,
it's
right? That
the arrogance
we
is what
they
kills
spin
people,
us
man.
as the assholes because we
Right.
are, and it's like, in what world is somebody who's trying to bring up counterpoints and, you know, hey, I'll even go as far as to admit, I don't know if a short squeeze is coming. I highly doubt it. I don't think anything points to that, but it could. It could be. I mean, we didn't know it was going to happen last year. The whole environment was different, so we can use that as a clue and say, hey, the conditions that created last year are not present this year. So I can be pretty sure that the same thing's not going to happen. Pretty confident in saying that. But at the end of the day, it could fucking go to $20 tomorrow. I mean, that's the random crapshoot nature
But
of
here's
this
the thing:
shit
$20
sometimes.
ain't going to save them.
But $20 isn't going to save them, and that's not what they want. That's not what they're here
Mm-mm.
for. So I mean, $20,000, $100,000. I think we can pretty much be pretty definitive saying that's
Yeah.
not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
And when they say, well, why do you care? Why do you care what other people do with their money? Well,
Mm-hmm.
why do you care? Because
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
trying to create
I don't care
and
personally,
recruit
but
more bag holders. You know what I mean? Like that's what they're trying to do. They've got a ulterior motive for putting out
right.
their
Yep.
one-sided narrative. They need people to buy into the shit and not leave so they don't lose money
Mm-hmm.
and they might have a chance to get some type of exit liquidity. You know
Right.
what I mean? And I've never
So
told anybody, don't
go
buy,
ahead. Yeah.
don't sell. I've just said if I see
No,
false
yeah.
information, I
That's what
call
it's
it
all
out.
about. That's what it's all about. Yeah, I don't care if people buy it or sell it. I mean, shit, we got people in here in the chat who trade it, who still swing
Yeah.
trade it and day trade it and make money either trading shares or trading options or both or whatever. And, like, sure, I'm not going to tell anybody not to do anything, but those people know what they're doing in terms of trading.
Uh-huh.
You know, buying and holding, which is the most basic strategy. You're not breaking anything by buying and holding, um, like they think. It's like, oh, the algorithm can't deal with buying and holding. So then Warren Buffett broke the algorithm years ago when he started buying and holding companies. I mean, it makes no sense. You can't make this shit up. But anyway, um, yeah, I mean, to make it clear, we don't care if what anybody does. It's not about that. It's not trying to influence anybody. It's just trying to correct the record, look at the actual evidence as far as where things point. Because when you search for AMC on YouTube, this is what you get. You get all
Uh-huh.
this false information. Um, confirmed short squeeze, last hope for AMC stock. That's an interesting title. I don't know. GameStop to $100 in 2023. Um, why is AMC surging? Why are the shorts losing control? Shorts are losing control, according to Andrew No Money. Jeff Forbes says the first of the funds are leaving. Funds are starting to leave. Um, I mean, no more AMC
People
shares
don't even
available,
understand what's going on.
right? And by the way, did you see that tweet from Ortex today? Ortex tweeted about utilization. I
No,
don't know if
I
somebody
didn't
put
see it.
that in our chat or not. Here it is. I forgot my damn Twitter password. A sustained utilization rate of 100%. Well, this is from May of this year. So maybe that's not it, but let me see if I can find the actual thing. Because they talked about it. They said it was another misunderstanding by the apes, basically. Well, okay, maybe somebody reposted this, but it basically says that a sustained utilization rate of 100% simply means that there is strong demand for borrowing stock for all these borrowing reasons combined, um, which I guess, I don't know, whatever. It does not mean that the supply of shares available to borrow is exhausted or cannot increase. So, so a utilization of 100% does not mean that the supply of shares available to borrow is exhausted, which I don't understand
Right.
because that's what that would seem to mean. Um, anyway, so what else we got here? I know we're gonna hit it somewhere here. Let's see. Uh, update on the 8 quadrillion AMC tokens on Etherscan, by Phil. I am really this dumb for real. So, I mean, that's about the level of AMC grifter that you could expect to be, pushing that shit. Here's
I
Ape
wonder
Nation
when
Will.
he. How long is that video?
This video is about 9 minutes long. It's from about 6 hours ago.
I wonder what he says because
Here,
it,
let's check it
I
out
have a
real quick.
very
Hey yo, did the
strong
shorts come
inkling that he doesn't understand how to use Etherscan or what
Oh,
the
I'm
fuck he's
sure.
talking about.
Now, let's see here. You have to tell me if you can hear this. Can you hear it?
cover?
Now,
No.
can you
No.
hear that?
Fuck we talking.
No. Okay, I can fix that.
What I'll do is I'll mute this and I'll just while the video plays so I can
Okay.
unmute my
Or,
thing.
I
You won't
can
get feedback.
I can do this here. Um, because it's going to be delayed if you do that. Let's see, there's output. So that would be B2, B2, put that on B2. Okay, you should hear it now.
Talking about. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Phil said there's 8 quadrillion synthetic AMC shares. Well, I could be right, and I also could be wrong.
Okay.
See, Phil likes to keep it real, and hey, if I misspoke on something or I didn't understand something, because guess what? Last night, boy, it was floating around. Okay. Now, as you can see by my Twitter here, I said 8 quadrillion. This is me this morning, early this morning. I'm just tweeting it out like, look, this is what I know so far. This is what I think, right? Because I mean, we all seen this, okay? And this thing is super suspect. Super suspect.
So that's the Etherscan page on Uniswap. So that's Uniswap.
Okay. When you look at the dates, look at these dates. June. You got one that's in September when they're buying all of this shit. Okay. Now, mind you, I don't understand what this is. I'm not a crypto expert. However, you know, even Bigums on Twitter was like, "Hey, what are crypto experts?"
Say it again.
I like the fact that he's saying he could be wrong, but if he's stating that he doesn't understand the information, well, the problem is you put out a slanted view before you understood what the fuck you were talking about.
Right. Yeah,
and
because
you have followers, substantial amount of them. So you've got a voice that pushes a narrative. So if you're putting out information that isn't fact checked and just
speculative,
first glance,
right? Yeah. Yep.
It's you know what I mean? Like I don't understand. Like I do like the fact he's saying he could be wrong and he doesn't understand, but that's something you should do before you push the shit out.
Right. That's why that's why I brought it up in our chat today, and we talked about it, and I was trying to understand it, and I said, hey, you want to come on? We'll talk about it, because I don't want
to. About to say is all these dates and stuff. What is that? That's actual transactions. What happens basically is any jackass can make a coin, right, on a DEX because it's decentralized, right?
Right.
And you can even make it under the name Ethereum, Bitcoin. You can put any name you want.
That's like an ERC20
centralized exchange. So it's up to you to make sure you're not getting counterfeit or false tokens. And what this history is transactions. What someone will do is create something like that, add their own liquidity money to it, right? And then they'll do a whole bunch of transactions to these different wallets that they own or their friends own to make it look like there's actual volume and transaction history to give it some type of credibility. You know what I mean? And then what happens is people that aren't really that versed in it just look and see, oh, it's got a history. Okay. It must be legit. It's been trading since last year. And they just go ahead and they buy it. And what it is it's a scam.
Right. Okay, so let's continue here and see what he says, see what he's going to say. Supposedly this is an update. So, I mean, he already said he doesn't understand what it is, but we'll see what the update is at least.
Right. So what I did was I tweeted, right? 8 quadrillion, right? Boom. And this guy
that's not, why would you assume that that's 8 quadrillion synthetic AMC shares? Like, that's not even what the tokenized stock is. Like, even if it were legit tokenized stock, it's not synthetic shares.
Right.
So he's breaking his own rule of, shooting first, ask questions later, basically.
Right. Okay. 8 quadrillion, right? Boom. And this guy says source. Bucky or Renzel, he says source. And then I put the tweet or the link here and showed him this. And then he said, let me ask my crypto dude, Gafgarian. All right. That's his crypto guy. And then Gafgarian says, tokenized stocks are ERC20.EG.stablecoins. What? Bitch, I don't know what the fuck that is.
ERC
Anyway.
20 tokens.
ERC20, right? Which means they're on the Ethereum
Yeah,
ecosystem.
stable coins. It basically saying it can be either ERC20, which is ether compatible tokens. Stable coins is an example.
Okay.
It's not ERC20.EG.stablecoins. That's just fucking retarded.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay. So now,
This
do
is what he
they?
said. He said,
And in terms of being stable coins, they're not pegged like to the dollar. They're pegged to the stock price. Is that correct? Like somehow they get
If it's an actual stable coin, it's got to either be pegged to the dollar, like USDC, or it can be like how Luna was, where it's pegged to a group of different assets that would theoretically equal.
right. And we saw that too in the last stream. They were talking about equivalent notional value, which to me says the notional value in whatever currency that would equate to that many shares of the underlying stock. Now, I don't know if that's that's the way I understand it. Whenever anybody talks about notional value, they're talking about the equivalent value in some other form of currency, essentially.
Other entity.
Some other, right, whether it's US dollars or Bitcoin or whatever. Okay.
And the problem with that is
Yep. No, go ahead.
1-to-1 back with US currency. US currency is stable it's going to be $1. Whereas you got these other type of stable coins like Luna and stuff like that, you start to see that during certain situations, their value and volatility can cause it to just depeg. And once it depegs, then you get essentially a bank run
Right.
on it, and it just turns to shit.
Yeah. Right. And you have people trying to do arbitrage on it. So, and then it just
taking
runs
it to
away.
different exchanges and taking advantage
Right.
of the fractional difference in prices. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Trying to do a Citadel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. All right. Let's see where he goes.
An expectation of collateral with no validation. Okay, I can wrap 8 quadrillion AMC right now if I'm willing to pay to mint. Then toss on DEX and make bank.
And that's basically what you're saying, right? Anybody can create that, and if they can, back it up or whatever, I guess.
Yeah, it's however much money you want to start to put it in to create the initial liquidity. And then you just do, like I said, a bunch of transfers to different friends' wallets, other wallets you have, and to show volume and the perception that it's actually being traded. And if you can filter people in to buy it and fall for the scam, they put more liquidity in, and then you sell your bag that you have as the creator at any point you want to pull the rug and take the liquidity out. Everybody that's left in is fucked, and you got the money. Hence the scam.
Right. Okay.
No one converts to shares. No risk to me. Anonymize my funding anyway. Get wrecked, apes. So he's showing 8 quadrillion, and there's the holders, the same thing that I showed. And he's showing why use wrapped coins. In exchange for escrow assets, token users get an equivalent amount of wrapped up in an asset that's decentralized application they can easily take advantage of. Furthermore, a wrapped coin can access other blockchains if open up exciting opportunities by bridging the liquidity on one chain and blah blah yada 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 yada. I know this don't mean shit to you.
But this is what it is, though.
Yeah,
this is the important part.
How it gets its value, because that doesn't mean anything. Why would anybody want to know how something gets its value?
Of course, yeah, right, exactly. So it says here other assets such as gold, equity shares, real estate can also take advantage of wrapping by having their values pegged to a blockchain token. Um, okay, wrapping unlocks a wide range of benefits. Um, okay, real time settlement, yada, yada, yada. But that's essentially it. Wrap token users get an equivalent amount of value wrapped up in an asset that decentralized applications can easily take advantage of. So in this case,
It's basically
it
compatible to that certain blockchain, and it
right,
possibly could be compatible to multiple blockchains.
because you can
If
do like Bitcoin, Ethereum.
Mhm.
You can go back and forth between those with certain. So you could trade a pair that would allow you to theoretically kind of trade something over on the Bitcoin blockchain,
Yeah, yeah,
more or less. I mean,
yeah, or a
yeah,
different,
and
or a different blockchain, like or a different and any type of blockchain. It basically is giving you that compatibility, basically
right,
that
okay,
intra compatibility. I guess is what
okay,
I'm trying to say.
However,
yeah,
okay, if you want to see the tweet, you follow me on Twitter. I shared it. So somebody showed this to counter what he said. And I said, hey, great catch, because if you look, Gary Gensler, he posted this on the 12th, which was 3 days ago. He said, this is why Gary Gensler and Hester Pierce love Ethereum. And if you go, this is ETH, Ethereum, okay?
I mean, all of them are.
So it does look fishy. It looks fishy as fuck. So whoever running this shit, they ain't been caught yet. Okay? I'm just letting y'all know. They ain't been caught yet.
But is it even
There's
something
nothing to
that,
catch.
yeah, right. There's nothing to catch. It's not illegal or anything. Um,
It's
and
not backed by the SEC. It's not a tokenized. They're getting confused. They're falling
right.
for a scam thinking it's a tokenized stock. Tokenized stocks are backed by the SEC, like how FTX was able to do certain top, like I showed you, like
Hmm.
50 stocks for the US. Um,
Right. Not including any meme
the,
stocks.
right.
I don't, yeah, they were all
And
like
also, if you
Dow
look in
stocks.
FTX's terms of service, it says that none of that is FDIC insured. You
Right.
know, it actually says money is the only thing that's insured. Actual currency, U.S. currency deposited on there would be insured to a certain amount. Any assets with crypto, anything like that, is not technically insured. It's up to the user to either move it off chain or off exchange into storage. That's up to the user. But come to find out, FDC or F, what is it? FDIC
FDIC. Hmm.
sent a cease and desist to FTX not long ago, stating that they need to stop saying that currency is guaranteed and backed by them, because it's not. It's faulty advertising, because it's not being backed. Nothing's backed by FDIC on FTX. So basically, if it goes bankrupt, you're fucked. If you don't pull
Right.
your money, crypto, anything off chain.
So here on screen is the list that you sent earlier of
Mhm.
these are actually tokenized stocks on FTX US.
Right.
And we see, Apple, Adobe. I mean, basically, these are the Dow. A lot of the Dow stocks: Citigroup, Boeing, Berkshire, Bristol Myers Squibb, Coinbase, Costco, Cisco, Chevron. Disney, um, Coca-Cola, J.P. Morgan, Netflix, Microsoft, etc. No AMC, no GameStop, no Bed Bath and Beyond, none of that stuff. ExxonMobil, United
Basically,
Health, Texas
50
Instruments.
top stocks.
Right, right. So now
Well,
there what
not all of them are top. You got Coinbase in there also, which is
sure, right, but
hilarious.
I mean
You
that
got
makes
Coinbase
sense
and
that they would put
Square.
that right because it's related, I guess. But
Mm-hmm.
um okay, so let's see. Um and also Shadow Stars was dumping some stuff in. Um here's another tweet from Ortex. Utilization of 100% means that at the start of trading this morning, all available shares were lent. More shares are constantly being made available, and live cost to borrow data indicates these shares are being lent at a much higher rate today than in recent days. Excuse me.
Mhm.
So utilization's updated once a day in the morning. At that point in the morning, all the shares available were lent. That's all it means.
But as the day goes on, data changes live. It's just not updated
It's not updated
to
on that
Ortex.
utilization, but they do update
Gotcha.
the return shares and borrowed shares. So here's somebody that said, since AMC was reported at 100% short interest by Ortex, no more shares available to borrow and short, and that's wrong right there. 100% short interest, that's not what it says. On 2/8, Wall Street has shorted an additional 1.8 billion shares for a stock with only
Oh my
516 million shares in existence. This is absolutely criminal. And Ortex responded, this is an incorrect interpretation of utilization. A 100% utilization rate does not mean that borrower demand is high, but it does mean that borrower demand is high, but it does not mean that the supply of stock in the lending market is completely exhausted. Supply will still fluctuate up and down.
Same share
So,
can be used multiple times to close,
well,
resell.
right. And I think that, I don't have any proof of this, but I think that, if the shares are being lent by, let's say, a prime broker or an institution, they may not return them, quote unquote, return them through the whole settlement process. They might go ahead and lend it out again to somebody. So, in other words, hedge fund A is loaning shares
Think of
and
it
shorting.
as subletting your apartment.
Right. That first hedge fund could close their positions, and theoretically the shares then become available instantly, even though they haven't settled yet, and they're relending them before they go through settlement. I think that's happening
Yep.
too because they can, and actually they can relend them even when they're shorted. So
Yeah.
if hedge fund A has borrowed shares and is
If they're
actively
getting a
shorting
higher cost
shares,
to borrow
they can go ahead
than
and
what
lend
they're
them out.
paying,
They can turn around and lend them out again right then.
exactly.
So I mean, and that's all
They
legit,
don't understand that that's not illegal. You know what I mean? Like
right?
they think that one share can only be done this one time this way. If that was the case, it it doesn't work like
It
that.
doesn't
I
make
mean,
sense because I could lend you $100, and then you could lend your friend $100, and then that person could lend out the $100 again, and that's $100 that's been lent out 3 or 4 times. There's
mhm.
still only $100 there, but we
Well, check
all
this
have a
out.
stake in it.
You can
We
lend me a
all have a
hundred
stake in it.
dollars
Mhm.
and charge me 105, and then I can lend
Right?
my buddy the same $100 and charge him 10 extra bucks, 110, and then he can lend it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
everybody's making a profit. So
Everybody's making a
that's
profit,
basically what
and
happened.
it all comes back to the original $100 that I
On
lent
the
out.
share, yeah,
And it's the same, I mean, it's the same exact thing because you're talking about an equity, you're talking about essentially money value. So it's no
yep.
different. They want to compare it to you can't sell your house 3 times, you can't sell your car 3 times. And I get it, but we're not talking about a physical good. And we're not talking about a physical product here. We're talking about
Right.
equity.
It only has one use at a time.
Right. Correct. I mean,
Like,
yeah. Obviously, none of them have ever bought houses, or property, and they have no conception of home equity
well, what it
and
is,
what
it
that can
comes
do.
down to the very beginning. They were taught a certain thing. They had no knowledge going in, and whoever taught them, probably kohrs or Trey,
Hmm.
originally taught them this way, which made their fantasy a possibility. But now, since
Pretty
time has
much.
went on, they refuse to learn the correct way and find out the way they originally were learned it was just completely wrong because it
Right.
crushes their dream. So they're going to
Yep.
hold on to that dumb way of thinking. That's the only thing I can think of why they refuse
Right.
to learn.
Well, yeah. Just something like, yeah, yeah. Okay. Let's try to get through this Phil video here.
Go ahead.
I just want to see if he
Okay,
actually
I'm
says
just letting
anything.
y'all know they ain't been caught yet. um, so he says the Ethereum blockchain underlies the existence of the tokens described in this white paper, yada yada yada. You know, I don't know what the fuck all this shit is. Hold on. The date of the security audit is yada yada yada. The results are as follows: the security audit was conducted on 15 points and blah 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 blah
This
blah.
is
The
irrelevant. They're just talking
vulnerability does
about the
not pose a
basis.
threat to the security of creation, placement, or storage of the tokens described. Oh, however. So I was like, hey, great catch. And then the Garfian guy said, this isn't a great catch. ETH is used because it was only realistic. It was the only realistic option for wrap token for years. ERC20 creation predates ETH though. This isn't a new thing. It's just broader on ETH because ETH is the largest blockchain which natively supports smart contracts.
Right.
All right. Then he says,
Okay.
constant discussion in the space. Centralization is largest weakness proven.
Okay. I'm not sure what that relevance that is. I'm just going to skim through here because he's basically
It's
just
not.
describing it. Literally, any of us could have did this had we paid for mint. That's Randall Cornett. He's an AMC influencer, which is why this FTX and token shit is a big zero relating to AMC specifically. Okay.
Nobody knew. Everybody was like, "Yo, where's the crypto people? We're not in crypto. We're into stocks. Where the crypto folk at? What the fuck is this?"
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So
My.
everybody calm the fuck down, okay?
What's that?
It's like them why we're involved with it. It's like you started the fire and now you're trying to settle everybody down, but you already
Right.
fucking pumped it up in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. I mean, here. Okay,
He at
one of the
least
top.
is. I give him a little credit. He at least is going back and trying to correct. And I give him a little credit. He's saying he don't understand the shit, and he spoke too soon. You know what I mean? So I give him a little credit for at least admitting that.
But here's the thing. Here's a second comment on this video. I have an educated theory that Sam was helping hedge funds illegally short AMC by accepting their bets as AMC tokens, then transferring out the back door of FTX into Alameda and swapped for synthetic AMC shares that were then
You
dumped
can't
into the market.
swap what? Like,
Right. Like a borderline legal casino in Texas.
uh,
I mean,
they don't play off each other. Like,
right.
that token that was created has no value to the stock exchange. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
There's no there's no value to, so you can't take it off the blockchain and then give it to the short hedge fund and vice versa.
Right.
Like, it's just it's a counterfeit dollar, basically. It's a counterfeit fucking token. It's just bullshit. It's Shiba Inu with not as many
AMC
people
name on it.
behind it.
Right. Right. And then here's somebody. Where'd it go? This is crazy. So all this shit that Phil said, and then you get comments like this. This is crazy. I cannot get my head around this. 8 quadrillion shares is out of this world. Where are you, Gary? So, you know, obviously in one ear and out the other, as far
Yeah,
as
even
him
when
trying to, moderate it and say, look, guys, it may not be what we thought it was. Doesn't matter. They already think it
yeah,
is. They already think it is. Um,
they
oh
took it and
God.
ran. And I have even if he'd originally would have came out and said it ain't bullshit, I think the AMC community is so nutty that they don't listen to anything that isn't positive. Anything that
No,
isn't positive. If he
no.
comes out, and this is kind of where the influencers, if they're gonna try to make money, they have no choice but just to be positive, because anything negative, they lose
Oh yeah.
their
It's
follower
FUD.
base.
It's FUD. Total FUD. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even put out legit information and facts, because if it doesn't jive with the narrative, they literally like fucking attack. It's
Here's
insane.
what people believe. people's buys in FTX were not affecting the price of crypto people were buying. Just like when we buy shares through stockbrokers, they are sending our buys into the matrix and keeping our money. That's
Yeah.
what people think.
Mm.
That is absolutely what people
These
think.
idiots don't understand when they use a what is it? Profit for order flow. All right. If I'm
Yeah,
Robinhood, I have a certain amount of shares, right? If my customers are buying AMC, and I have enough to cover, I don't have to go out to the open market. I can hold them shits until I can see a better price on the open market. And then when I want to dump them, I can. They
right.
don't
Yeah.
understand that. They think every one of their buy orders literally needs to hit the lit exchange at the time they buy it. Well, if it goes through profit for order flow, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
They need to
But a
send it
lot of times it
straight
will,
to the lit
though.
exchange
A lot of
if they
times it
want to
will.
if they
If
want that to occur.
sure, but I mean, you can watch like I bought things on Robinhood while watching like uh Fidelity has the best time and sales, live time and
Mhm.
sales, like on their Active Trader Pro platform. I mean, and I've seen it, for options. I've you know, I see I mean, obviously I mean, I can pretty well reason that it's my order. It's the same quantity at the same price, you know, um, at the same time. The timestamp matches, and I mean, that's for options though. I mean, I don't know how that differs, but I think I've seen it for actual shares as well. But I mean, the thing is, like like you're still getting the price. That's the thing that they don't get. Like it
Right.
really, it's about the execution price. That's what matters. And you could either go market order, and you're supposed to get the national best bidder offer or better, or you put in a limit order and you get that price or better. And like
Mhm.
they do that. They stick to that. You're not going to get a price. You're not going to execute your limit order higher. And I've never seen market orders go for higher. Robinhood can add 5 to 15%, whatever it is. That's Robinhood's policy. But as far as, what it gets executed at, as
Yeah,
long as it doesn't matter what they do with it after that.
right.
That's what you're
There's
saying.
no
They can hang
price
on to it and make money off of it.
discovery suppression.
Right. Well, right. And we've talked about this before. You know, 1 share, 5 shares, 10 shares, not going to do anything to move the price when you have a limit order book that has hundreds or thousands of shares at each price in the order book. What is your
Mhm.
10 shares going to do? It's going to take 10 shares off of that. Great. It's not going to move the price. If you want to move the price, you have to buy, you have volume and market orders so that you
Yeah, they're
sweep through
nowhere
the book.
near the volume
No,
that they needed to be at to move the price like last year. Like
right.
there's just nowhere near that volume,
No,
nowhere
of
near that
course. No,
demand. Like they don't
no,
understand. And just because you bought and hold the shit, you're not going to buy every known share demand. You're not. You're
no,
not going to get
because you're
that many people to agree uh, for that much money to do that. It's just not happening because there's not every share is out there to be bought. A lot of
right.
institutions own shit and they're constantly flipping shit back and forth.
Well, and that's what I was going
So
to
you're
say.
never
I
going to be
mean,
able
yeah,
to.
you're
Go
never
ahead.
going to be able to hang on to every share. Plus, you are going to be buying some synthetic long positions. In other words,
Hmm.
you're going to be buying from short sellers, and there's no way to know. There is no way to know. There's zero way to know, and it doesn't matter. That's the thing. It does not matter.
Yeah,
Doesn't it makes no
you don't
difference.
understand derivatives. You need derivatives to add the volatility, right? Without the
Hmm.
derivatives, the price that you wouldn't have that volatility, right? And to have the derivatives, you're going to have those synthetic long positions, and you're going to have short sellers, and you're going to. That's what they need. If they DRS every share, then there's no like where's the shorting? If they DRS every fucking share,
Yeah.
where's the shorting from the short? How are they going to short squeeze something with no shorting?
Well, somebody said that somebody showed that they can still lend them from computer share. I don't know if it's
Oh,
true or
that's
not. I
awesome.
saw somebody
If
somebody
they
said
can,
that.
that's awesome.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And that's what they also don't understand is that the short position and the long position, the created extra, the notional long position or the synthetic long position that's created from short selling, those cancel each other out at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
it doesn't affect, I mean, yeah, temporarily you might have more supply and, you're that if that share is bought back at a lower price, then, yeah, it's not going to affect it exactly the same way. But at the end of the day, the long position and the short position they cancel each other out, and now you have one long position, and that's what you had. And like this is the way it's always been done too. Like this is nothing new. This is the way it's always been done in terms as far as I can see in the history of the market that has included short selling. And by the way, markets that have short selling are higher quality markets. They are more efficient markets than those without short selling. And that has been studied dozens of times. We've looked at the studies on here. You know, it's just the reality because if you have no way of saying, "Hey, this price is getting a little bit too frothy," how is that going prices are going to run away. You have to have some way to moderate prices, and that's one way that you can moderate prices
Checks and balances.
by
Goes back to checks and balances.
increasing the supply to, you know, affect if there's no buying. That's the other thing.
Oh shit.
Short selling
Trump
doesn't
announces he will
necessarily.
run for president.
Oh,
He must have
really?
just announced.
Oh, shit. Trump. Trump aides file paperwork for 2024 White House bid. Here it is on Reuters. That must be everybody's watching that, I guess. I don't know. Hmm. America's comeback
I didn't
starts
mean to
right now.
interrupt you. I just
Oh
saw
no,
that.
it's okay. It's breaking news. Um. So, uh, who in the hell is going to be his running mate? I wonder. I mean,
Uh,
surely it won't be
yeah,
Mike
I'm looking
Pence. I
too.
mean, the one that his supporters literally were trying to hang. Uh, wow.
Did you see him like making his son
Oh,
Donald Jr.
Jesus.
the
Oh my
his running
God.
mate
Yeah, maybe.
a Trump ticket?
Mm, yeah, right. On Tuesday afternoon, a plane towed a banner above Mar-a-Lago that read, quote, "You lost again, Donald. DeSantis 2024."
Oh,
Well, I'm sure that wasn't Cat Stryker who did that one. Wow. Okay.
the problem with,
Um,
with Trump is if he doesn't win the nomination in the preliminary, he's scorching earth. So he's he's gonna kill the Republican nominee if he isn't if it isn't him. You know what I mean?
yep.
He holds nothing back. There's no
No
party unity with
Pence.
him. It's him
Yep.
or fuck you.
Right. Yep. Okay, so here's a tweet from Susan Trimbath. And I don't know what to think about this lady because she seems pretty goddamn apish to me. Like, but she has a PhD supposedly. She says, "How are
Is
short
this the
sales?"
lady that
Yep,
um
probably.
what's his name Coors had on or in the very beginning or Coors
I
was
think so.
corresponding with in
Well,
the beginning?
I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Matt Kors. Oops. Matt Kors. Suzanne Trimbath. Let's see. Maybe. I mean, they've all talked about her. Um,
It
yeah, I mean, they've all talked about her. Um, and I know Andrew No Money he played a interview by her, I think, and we picked it apart on a live stream before. I think it was this one right here, maybe, but um, she said, "How are short sales fails to deliver and stock loans successful Wall Street strategies? Like any Ponzi scheme, they keep working as long as new money is coming in. When investors insist on buying shares directly from issuers without intermediaries, the music stops." I guess that's supposed to be like DRS. In fact, it was Boss Blunts who said that they can still lend them. Now that I remember, it was on the last stream on Sunday. So she's calling Wall Street a Ponzi scheme because short sales fails to deliver in stock loans. But when investors insist on buying shares directly from issuers without intermediaries, the music stops. So then she doesn't believe in short squeezes then, I'm guessing.
Right.
Because like you said, if theoretically they can't lend and short the shares, then how are you going to have a short squeeze? But I mean, yeah, I don't get that. Like how, and she was supposedly like, wait, she was she had some kind of title. She was she's she has a PhD in economics from New York University. Um, wait, she was
Not
senior
long ago,
research.
she pissed the apes off, and they were
I know,
going after
yeah.
her. I remember.
She started her career in the financial service operations at the Federal Reserve of San Francisco. She worked. She was a senior advisor on the Russian capital markets project. That's kind of weird. Yeah. Naked, Short, and Greedy by Susan Trimbath. That's her book. Wall Street's Failure to Deliver. I mean, the thing it failed to deliver, like it's a valid strategy. Like sometimes it's actually better for them to let it FTD, because then they can cover it at a lower price, supposedly,
Yeah.
allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly, and that's completely legal.
Yeah, there's nothing illegal about the FTD. Like they act like an FTD is an illegal action.
Right? It's
Like,
not.
God.
It's not. It's not an illegal action. Let's see. Pass the potatoes, will you? Citadel. Okay, it's stupid. Memes. Ever since the certain death of FTX, the shares available to borrow have stayed at zero. I want some goddamn answers, Gary, and I want them now. Okay, so you post that on Reddit. Like,
Hmm.
like what? Gary Gensler does not fucking read Reddit. Um, okay, let's see. So I know that there were more videos about this FTX thing here. So here's let's see what AMC Bigums was saying about this.
Mm.
Just a little bit here.
An entrance, don't you? Going to be a family office that was going to crash this thing, but it looks like underlining asset like this.
Where's his
Last,
whiteboard?
a couple streams we went over. Doc, where'd you get that?
Here,
To offer it
here he is talking
his
about
accounts. It. Just like I said, hey, so does banks. They're using all of your stuff through what is called rehypothecation. It is the same exact concept.
Oh my God.
Now, if you look at these securitized tokens, as you can see right now here on Bitrex, and we'll get into the other exchanges and the other ones that offer it as well. The total supply currently is 625 million. Well, how is that possible? How is there more than the flow?
So this, just to be clear here, this is an ERC20 token, right? That somebody has created, essentially, and that they provided the liquidity, provide that number of quote unquote tokenized shares or whatever you want to call it. It has no actual relationship to AMC stock, no underlying relationship. In fact, it's not even obviously not even tethered to it or what not
It's
tethered,
not pegged to it at all. It's
pegged to it,
not.
because if you look at it on here, the last time it traded was at back in August, and it was like $4, and that's the last transaction that's on here. So clearly
You
it's
can
not an
actually see
active token.
the liquidity grab, the rug pull. Look,
right here. Yep. Yeah, August 21st and 22nd, or I'm sorry, August 20, yeah, August 22nd and August 27th. I wonder, and I wonder how
yeah.
that relates to anything else. I mean, what happened with AMC then? One of those was a Saturday, so I mean, AMC was
And
falling as
look
well.
at the volume. Look at the volume.
Yeah,
It's
it's basically
it's just
that's a
transferring
volume of
I
67,
mean, a
volume of 67,
total
volume
loss.
of 10. Right. Yep. 67, 10. Oh, I guess there was some activity in August 18, but I mean, obviously this has collapsed because it's the last price was only $3. So wait, when was the um what you call it?
Eighth
Ape
dividend.
dividend? Wasn't it around August something or no?
Yeah, I think August
Shit.
20 something, I believe. I mean,
Maybe it was the 22nd was the first day. Trump is too old. How old is he? 80? 76. Well, isn't Biden older? And Joe Biden's 79, and he said he's running again. So that's not a valid excuse, Manny.
August 22nd, I think it was the first
So
day.
there it is right there. So that,
Crazy.
yeah, that's that day right there. First big red candle. And this other one was on the following Saturday, but um yeah. So, huh, weird. But anyway, the point is just that this is that token and I mean, apparently at one point it was staked to the dollar, pegged to the dollar, or to the AMC. I'm sorry, pegged to the AMC price.
That could have just been
Apparently,
they put enough liquidity in with however much uh
because
um
yeah,
tokens that there are to create that, and then trying to get investors or people to buy into
hmm
the shit, and then they just yank the rug pull and take the liquidity out.
right, yeah, or it could have, yeah, who
Yeah, you
knows?
can tell by
Who?
the volume,
hmm
like it's nothing.
Right
And
on the.
really, if we can get the um coin address, I can actually track it through different wallets and shit, and I can tell you
hmm
how many wallets were involved and how much went to a certain wallet at a certain time, and you know what I mean. It
hmm
doesn't look like a high amount of volume. I mean, I couldn't do it right now because it would take a little bit of time, but
Right.
I could look at that and get the info.
So if you look at the bid and ask here on it right now, the ask price is $74,000, and the bid price is 0.002. So somebody's trying to sell it for $74,000. That sounds about right. Um, Currently, and there's one share, yeah, one share available at 74,000. Anyway, so that's what this is. So, and then he's looking at this here on Bittrex. That's exactly what we're looking at here. Bittrex, the Bittrex um,
Mhm.
exchange.
AMC tokens are backed by shares of stock.
Well, that's not what this that's not what this is. So this is completely wrong already. Um,
Really? So they're backed
Yikes.
by shares of stock. If that's the case, that means you have 6,200,000. Very, very, very interesting part of the this piece here.
See,
One of
here's
the
where
most
they're about to
important
take
part.
and play information ad libs,
Mm-hmm.
where they're just going to take or Mad Libs,
Point is
information Mad Libs. They're going to take information from different sources that are positive, smush it all
Right.
together to create their narrative.
Right. Yep. So here's what he says here. So yeah, we're cherry picking out of a Forbes article now. It looks like this is from 2021. It looks like it's from May 11th, 2021.
depending on the exchange, tokenized stocks may or may not stop, bro. Have collateral behind it. The tokenized stock without collateral is a synthetic security that a crypto exchange or stop, dude. Oh my god, dude. They write into the blockchain somewhere. So they actually write synthetics into the blockchain.
Jesus Christ.
No, they don't, you idiot. They scan. Oh my god.
Yep.
It's not backed or the tokenized stocks and what this shit is are two different things. That ERC 20 token that he's showing and trying to use as a basis to his point is not a tokenized stock. It is a generic ECR20 Ethereum token that was created
by somebody. Yeah, by whoever.
SEC, not anything linked to AMC. It's a scam. It's literally a fucking person calling you from Nigeria, telling you they work for Microsoft and to give you to give them their password because you have a virus on it.
And now he's going to make
that's really Microsoft and calling
right.
You really believe that this is an AMC stock? You're a fucking moron.
Here he's going to connect it to his swaps and his phase 6. Check this out.
I'm so sorry, guys. He's I don't know what his deal is right now. He's ridiculous. He's relentless. All right, but then if you come down here and you look, it says tokenized stocks are tokenizations of digital return swap contracts. Now, I don't remember, when Archegos happened, I continuously talked about total return swaps. There are ways that Archegos was able to show that they had other positions and take out more leverage and take out more leverage. They're basically betting on a stock to go up or down without owning the underlying security. So basically what these are is they're OTC derivatives. So they're not true value.
No, they're not. They're not a derivative at all.
Yep.
How does he equate a tokenized stock to a derivative?
It says right there, tokenized stocks are tokenized derivatives that represent traditional securities, yada, yada, yada. The benefits, 24-hour access to markets, da, 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 da. Tokenized stocks are a tokenization of a digital asset, total return swap contract, similar to contracts for difference, which, by the way, contracts for difference are not legal to be traded in the United States. So that's why a lot of these true
as a derivative of as like a long or short position.
Yeah,
not what it
sounds like
stock is.
No,
unless you're doing a leverage. That isn't a leveraged coin.
No. Tokenized stock values based on and collateralized with the underlying asset or traditional security. Typically a publicly traded equity, and the value of the digital asset is determined by the value of the traditional security. Okay. But again, we're not talking about, anyway, yeah.
So you look down, it says, where's this, like Tesla one? I think that an example. Oh yeah, the Tesla stock here. Yeah, these digital assets are backed 1-to-1 in traditional stocks. Okay, so if they're backed 1-to-1, again, how the hell can you have 625 million?
It's not a tokenized
you guys look
stock,
here as well.
You
can see, like I said, you can see they have synthetics,
right.
and they can also be backed by total return swaps. So if you run out of shares,
which one is it?
Apparently, you can also back it with OTC derivatives. Well, who else did that? Archegos did them. Now, I want you guys to remember with FTDs, this is how they are transferring FTDs out. We have talked about FTD.
No, you didn't show that at all. That's how they are transferring FTDs out. Like,
he's just making shit up and throwing different like acronyms and shit to make it seem like he knows what he's talking about.
There is zero possibility.
Made up token. Like it's not that's not a tokenized stock that he's the 650 million or whatever the fuck he's showing. And if he did any type of research on the chain within 5 minutes of looking into it, he could tell.
So here's FTX's
a tokenized stock
page.
Is going to be backed 1-to-1 by a security that the SEC approves and regulates, right? But this, what he is showing, is not a tokenized stock. It is a generic stock, a generic
ERC20
coin
token.
that was
Right,
just made with the name AMC.
right. Now, this is from July on CoinDesk. FTX US opens stock trading to users nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
FTX US has opened stock trading to users in all 50 states. Cryptocurrency exchange will now allow users to trade hundreds of stocks in exchange traded funds, either online or through the FTX Pro mobile app, but not charge fees or monetize trades in a way similar to Robinhood. In June, FTX acquired stock clearing company Embed Financial Technologies to provide its API. And I guess that's it. That's the only
Company out of
wait,
Sweden, I think they use for the middleman or whatever.
right. So is this for stocks or is this tokenized stock? Is this for actual like traditional equities or is it for
Yeah,
tokenized?
FTX. The way it's on FTX US that I showed you, that
Hmm.
they're stocks. If you go
They're
to,
not
if you pull
tokenized.
up that screenshot I put in what you call them,
Yeah, it
that's
says stock trading.
stocks. FTX is a
It's
separate
not.
thing where you got cryptos, and
Hmm.
then you can do you can go to stocks, and there's 50 stocks that they allow you
So
to
that's
invest in
not
actual stock.
tokenized. It's not tokenized
No,
at
they're not
all.
tokenized. No.
That's just stock because it's what it says here. Um, Zero commission stock trading will offer no
Right.
free brokerage accounts and da 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 da. Da, that because people want to have all their crypto and whatever in one place. And FTX, the product called FTX stocks, will initially route orders to NASDAQ, um, yada, yada, yada. So this is not talking about tokenized stocks at all.
Tokenized stocks is something that they're eventually wanted to do where
And right.
they put it on the blockchain. But with
And
FTX US, that shit that I sent you, that's actual stocks. You're not
right,
even
right,
trading coins or leveraged tokenized coins.
right. So when it comes to tokenized stocks, it says right here, tokenized stocks like the rest of FTX. Now we're not talking about FTX US.
Mm.
FTX are not being offered to U.S. users or other prohibited jurisdictions, potentially including Iran, Afghanistan, North Korea, Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia, and other jurisdictions. Users must pass sufficient KYC checks in order to trade tokenized stocks on FTX. So, whatever tokenized stocks that they did have, if assuming they had something available in Europe,
Mm.
Switzerland, it says here, FTX Switzerland is authorized to provide
No, I think
brokerage services
Sweden, it's
for
Switzerland, man.
tokenized stock trading. So that's European. That's Europe. There is no tokenized stock trading through tokenized stock in the United States.
And even if that company overseas is doing tokenized stock, it's their version. And I don't believe it has
Right.
anything to do with the US company. It's just basically
No, yeah, no, no, no. Right, exactly. They'd be trading like depository receipts or something like that. That's how it would link back, I guess, to a United States stock.
I would equate it to like if you're the casino in Vegas and I'm the bookmaker on the street. You're still putting
Hmm.
bets in, but you know what I mean? Like I'm not connected to you. I'm running and I'm using the numbers that you're showing. You understand? But
Right,
it's running off my platform. I
correct.
don't think it has any type of inner workings the way they're doing it overseas with the US. If they
So,
bring it into the US is when they would have the SEC get involved for approval and shit.
so here it says FTX lists tokens on the equities. For example, this Tesla is a market to trade tokens on the Tesla stock. These spot tokens are backed by shares of Tesla stock custodied by FTX Switzerland. They can be redeemed with FTX Switzerland for the underlying shares if desired. So that implies that they would have, like, FTX Switzerland would have shares
The shares in
and then
reserve,
in reserve,
I guess.
but that's not what we're talking about here when it comes to this. Everything that we've seen
Right.
so far has nothing to do with actual tokenized stock. That's where the
See,
confusion
he's
seems to
trying to
be coming in.
Paul's Blunt is trying to make it seem like that 650 million that he sees
AMC
there,
Bigums,
is
yeah.
it from a tokenized stock? So that means the FTX had to have 650 million shares in
But
reserve for the
right,
one-to-one thing, which is not. That's not. For one, that's not a tokenized stock. For two, it's not available in the U.S. For three,
right.
that isn't a tokenized stock. But see
That's
how
the
he's trying
here.
to. That's the story he's trying to weave together.
Yep. And here's the whiteboard. Here's the whiteboard back here, but
Oh,
I'm
Jesus
gonna worry
Christ.
about that here.
Money.
Yeah.
X
Okay,
amount
here it
over.
is.
So
Here it is. Lynn's
you
just in
have
time
a
for it.
corporation and their supplier. So you have corporation and supplier. The corporation, they're supposed to come on over here. They're supposed to come on to their supplier and say, "Hey, I need X amount of supplies." Okay? And all of a sudden, he's like, "All right, it's going to cost you X amount of money. I need the dollars." That's logic. Well, not so fast. Not so fast. Here comes your banker, and he goes, "Hey, whoa, there's money exchanged? I gotta get up on that. Let me get up on that. I'll tell you guys what.
What is he talking about?
You give him the supplies. He's not gonna give you the money. I'll give you the money. I'll give you the money. I'll give you the credit."
What's
that mean? Coca-Cola, you don't have to put that money up front. You don't have to put that money up front. Don't worry about it. Keep that money in your account, and you can claim it on your money.
What is he talking about? Jesus
What was he going to say?
Christ.
Claim it on your taxes?
I
On your
think
fucking
Is that what he was
revenue and
about to say?
everything.
you claim it on your revenue. I don't know.
Yeah. And in the back, why does the bank want to do this? I'm getting an interest rate. Oh, perfect.
What?
So I get a little cash on
No,
top. You can say
people actually listen to him. How many
Yeah.
subscribers he's got?
26,000, almost 27,000. Yep. Yep. So now he's got
95% of the people, 99% of the people that watch his shit, I guarantee, I'll say 95% because it might be 5% that just like us watch to laugh and shit on his idiocy. But 95% of the people just listen to what he says and run with it. It's gospel.
Here he's
They
tying
don't
in
look.
2008. He tied in 2008 also. Of course.
How
He
does
tied in 2008 somehow. Let's see here. Where does he write that? Oh yeah, here we
because
go.
they've fucking destroyed it with rates. They've raised the average cost to too fucking high. You've destroyed your economy. And on top of that, you are selling ninja loans once again. You are selling ninja loans, the things that were involved in the
Did he just say that they raised rates too high and destroyed the economy? What the fuck is he talking
they
about?
gave everybody free money and shut the world down? That's what killed the economy.
Right.
What is he talking about?
Right. Oh yeah, fuck, I forgot. You can do it on here. US M2. I haven't looked at the M2 lately. Wait.
It was 1.88 last time I looked, like a week or two ago. That it had come down since the top.
21.503. So the last, and that's just from, well, that's September, so it hasn't been updated. It's the same as it was because it's September 1st. It's updated. I don't know why it's not updated on there. I thought it was updated more frequently than that. Yeah, updated October 25th. I mean, that's still a while ago, but
I had 21,503. Is that what it was?
21,409, and it actually went up. It actually went up. If you look at this, it's been kind of seesawing a little bit,
Oh,
but
damn, it did dip.
it dipped and
then
then now it's back. Yeah, it's back up by about 100. What is that? 100 billion? Yeah, 100 billion because this is billion. So that's 21 trillion, 338 billion, back up to 409 trillion. So I don't know, 60 or so billion. I don't understand. I like this is the problem, obviously, but I mean it's one of the big problems. Go from 15 to fucking 22 essentially, and we're like, why are prices still high? You know, well, uh, yeah, but let me go back here.
high. You the
Here,
OTC before
here he
locate.
goes.
that is not there to fucking back it. You have fake stock market because what? Oh, there's
Fake
fucking
stock
synthetic
market.
shares everywhere. FTDs. You have market maker exemptions, fill before locate. The CNS program. You have the derivatives market. You have the OTC market.
He thinks that continuous net settlement is bad. Like,
Wow.
do you not fucking realize, like go back to the 1960s and trade
'Cause
stocks and see,
yeah,
you know, like,
there's no way the volume would even be close to be able to be done without that. Like,
right. Well, and that's why they switched to the system they have now because they literally couldn't do it. Like there was a paperwork Armageddon, essentially, like because everything was on paper.
$1 billion in
You're
fucking revenue, even though you didn't. So now you can borrow against an extra $1 billion, and the banker wins. Yay! So we have fake supply fucking. You have supply chain fucking fake. You have fake banking because the money's not there to fucking back it. You have fake stock
listen to the
market
confidence,
because what? Oh, there's fucking
Yep.
synthetic shares everywhere.
the
FTDs. You have
arrogance.
market maker exemptions, fill before locate. The CNS program. You have the derivatives market. You have the OTC market. The housing market. Why isn't the housing market right? Oh, duh. Because they've fucking destroyed it with rates. They've raised the average cost to too fucking high. You destroyed your economy. And on top of that, you are selling ninja loans. Once again, you are selling ninja loans, the things that were involved in the 2008 crisis,
There
to
we go.
minorities. Why? Because the banks are a
Oh,
piece of
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
And they look at it and go, if we get it to the minorities, people will go, oh, that's just the minorities complaining, and they'll just blow it off. And that's what I'm saying, you guys. Every fucking time these guys do bad things or bad way, they got to make it an issue about somebody's race. They got to make it an issue about
What?
blah blah
He's
blah.
making it about the
Something that
race.
you're going to get triggered about. When in reality,
I have never
it's
heard
just a way for
anybody
them to
make this
cover
about race.
and
This is the
make you
first
look.
time I ever
Right.
heard anything
Yeah.
about race coming up into the AMC
All I can say,
conspiracy theory
right.
saga.
All I can say is that he must be he must be a millionaire if he's got all this figured out. He must know exactly what to do, how to get around all this shit and everything, I would think.
This is
So
gaslighting
what's
people.
he bitching about? I mean, right.
Look a certain
Like,
way.
where did
You
he
remember
even
the
come? How did he even make the turn to
I don't know. I
making
skipped
it
ahead
racial?
quite a bit. I just,
Like,
yeah,
is in his mind, are minorities not smart enough to realize predatory loans? Is that what he's saying?
I don't know. I don't know. I
Like,
mean,
this
he's
guy is.
talking about 2008, but
He
then,
seems like he just wants to gaslight with certain key trigger
well,
points. You know what I mean?
yeah, right. He's the one who said that they try to make it about things that you get triggered about, but then that's all he's doing here. Is he's like, he's like firing off trigger points, trigger points, trigger points.
And it
So
all comes
it has
from the original false, phony data that he had about the tokenized shares. He it started
right.
that. That's where he started it, and
Yep.
somehow he
And
wound
somehow we've
the
gotten
whole 2008
all
conspiracy
the way
into
back,
everything.
all the way back to ninja loans in 2008. I mean, and then comment wise, you got people down here. You can't have synthetic tokens without it being exposed as synthetic. It can be covered up by not showing financials, but when requested, but in terms of the ledger, it can all be seen. Nothing can be hidden on the blockchain. Well, not unless there's a back door, like you were talking about. Um, so there is an existing ledger with record of all the synthetics.
No, there is
No,
no
because these are
synthetic.
not
They
synthetics.
just are so
Like
baffled by
they really
the
think
reality of how the system works.
that the DTCC, who handles all trade settlement, that they would allow uh, fraudulent, counterfeit shares, not synthetic long positions from short selling. No, actual shares like that have been just created out of thin air. They actually think that the trade settling agency would not only not say anything, not raise any issue, but would just allow it to happen and that they're complicit in this. They actually think that. Like, that's like saying that the bank knows that I don't have money in my account, but they're allowing me to take money out anyway. That's essentially what he's saying.
Mm.
And like, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't work that way. Like,
He's turned it
there's
into like a like theatrical. It's so funny that it's actually AMC that they're because it's like they're making it a in their minds it's like a movie. Like they're the
they absolutely
good
it
guys
absolutely
fighting
is. Yep.
the evil empire. It's like their version of Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking weird, man. It
It's
really is
their version of
faulty.
Star Wars and wrapped up in The Big Short. They all think that they're fucking Michael Burry somehow, which I mean, like the funny thing is, he the one who shorted everything? Wasn't he the one that
Yeah.
actually shorted, took an OTC short on the housing market? So I mean, that's funny. Um, it literally has nothing to do with this. But anyway, I kind of want to
Roe
listen to the
versus
rest of his
Wade?
rant.
Well, guess what? That was the day the GameStop report came out. The day that the government admitted
What?
the biggest heist in history happened. But don't worry, look the other way. We're taking away rights. An hour
Wow.
later.
Oh
And
my
guess what?
god.
Twitter went from fucking everybody read the GameStop report in 1 hour to not one person talking about it. Everybody had to throw their opinion on that subject. Boom, they won. This XTX coin is going to fucking destroy them. It is the same setup as the family office, like I said.
Wow.
Synthetics. It is synthetics backed by OTC
Guy's
derivatives
mentally ill.
called total return swaps. That was the
Oh my
cause
God.
to crash Archegos. Because you
I
can.
mean, doesn't he realize that FTX is already done? Even if this had anything to do with FTX, they're already kaput.
Right. And if this were true, then why hasn't nothing happened?
Right.
Another
Yeah.
conspiracy, a cover up. They're
Yeah.
just doing what they want.
Absolutely.
That don't make
Yep.
any sense, man.
Doesn't make it.
This
No, I
guy is
know.
he's
It's
battling
it's
seriously
literally it's literally cracked.
like
It's
like
literally, yeah.
mental ill, yeah, like nutcase, man.
Antoinette wants to be the vice president, and I told her, I said, he'll try to have you hang too. So you better watch out. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to
Uh,
be vice president, but anyway,
you imagine
uh,
being the VP? It's like the worst job ever.
that's yeah. Unless you're Dick Cheney, then you get to play war.
Well, yeah, that's the one VP that
The
actually
one VP,
that
yeah,
and the one that was it Johnson?
Johnson, yeah,
Kennedy. Kennedy.
right, exactly. Yep, yep. So, yeah, let's see
Large
where else it goes
positions.
here. This is funny.
And nobody fucking knows. They can take large positions without the market knowing. And on top of that, you can now take those fucking synthetic positions as we went over, and you can make fucking fake securities with it, offshore positions to hide your FTDs. I mean, this shit is no
Um,
fucking joke.
Ugh. Hide FTDs.
this is
Why
all
would they hide
a
FTDs?
scam fucking coin that someone made, and this idiot has taken it and just ran to like the
Right.
fucking Manchurian candidate type shit.
Instead of actually looking up what was relevant to know about it, he just took all of his old conspiracy shit that he already talks about, that his audience is already conditioned to, and just added it right on to that. Like, oh yeah, of course it fits right into Archegos and 2008. Like, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And instead
It's
of
not even
rambling for 30 minutes about all this bullshit and looking at CNBC articles, he could have actually like looked up like tokenized stock. What is tokenized stock? What is this? Is this a tokenized stock? Where is it? Whatever, the AMC USD. What is the difference between that and ERC20 tokens? And why is, no, he didn't do any of that. He just basically just had verbal diarrhea for 30 minutes, essentially. Like, I mean, It's not that
These are
hard to
the type of
figure
people
out.
that, without any knowledge, think that they are um, the end all be all and know everything.
Yep.
Have any one of these people ever said, "I was wrong about this"? Like, has Boss Punch
Um,
ever said one of his failed theories or catalysts was wrong?
I'm not
Or is
sure.
everything that doesn't happen not
Well,
his fault?
we know
Or
that
some-
Gray Gray literally says um, he was when he was wrong. Literally said that he still believed he was right. So obviously Trey and anybody like Trey, they will never will. They never will.
like, you
Here's
see
this
these
guy.
people like laughing and, oh, we got him beat. It's our, they owe us like, they can't
Yeah,
really believe this deep down. Like, this all is like a facade. Like, I think they think if I don't understand. They got to know this is bullshit.
I don't know. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Hey friends, welcome to Stocks and Crypto Plays. Tonight I'm talking to you again about buying AMC stock. Should you do it or should you not? When we buy more AMC stock, we are giving liquidity to the hedge funds to short AMC stock with their synthetic shares. So,
When we buy AMC stock, we are giving liquidity to the hedge funds to short AMC stock. That's what we just said. That's what the title of this video says. Hedge funds use your cash when you buy AMC to short AMC. No one is selling real shares. Here, listen.
and
So
what
why
I want to
not just
mention,
become a hedge fund if you don't need any money? So basically saying hedge funds don't need uh capital. Like,
I
they're
guess.
100% using everybody else's.
I
is that
guess.
potentially when we buy more AMC stock,
Potentially.
we are giving liquidity to the hedge funds to short AMC stock with their synthetic shares. So the question is to the AMC community, are we better off not buying and just
Oh
holding
my
what we
God.
have? Or,
So this old
I
goody.
mean, if you don't have enough, yes, buy more, but
Well, why would you need more if it's going to be $1 million a share? Unless
Right.
you're a greedy fucking pig. Why would you need that much? I, I don't know. Um, Jesus Christ.
I think when you buy more, you really are helping the hedge funds actually. So that's
Oh
the
my
tricky part.
God.
I know that I have enough.
So how are you going to get more if buying it
Eight
helps the other team?
quadrillion AMC tokens available on Uniswap, verified by
Ether
Ether. Well, you
supposed
spelled
to, yeah, you misspelled it.
Etherscan.
Retail already owns the float, so you're buying synthetics. No one is selling at these prices. Uh, Man, he says guy looks like Dahmer. I could see that. Ooh, yeah, those glasses.
Now because I've been buying and I'm just going to be holding AMC now. I don't think there's a point for me to keep buying. I have enough, so I think I'm just going to hold. And I want people to start thinking about that.
I mean,
When
Shadow
you buy-
Stars brings up a good point. How is AMC supposed to squeeze if nobody's buying? Because at the end of the day, that's what would cause a short squeeze.
Right. The
Traditional
demand.
terms would be, yeah, increased demand, stock price shooting up, short positions becoming increasingly unprofitable, scrambling to cover. But I don't even think I don't even think they would because they know every time that this thing runs up at all, it collapses. So
Mhm.
I think a short squeeze is literally not even possible on this stock anymore. I think that,
Yeah.
they've cried wolf so many times and they have drained themselves out, plus just the macroeconomic situation in general. The fact that, people don't have the money they had last year. I think it's
Mhm.
impossible, honestly. I
Yeah,
think it's
I do too.
so
And I
unlikely
love
that
when
it's
they
practically
say,
impossible.
"Why would I cash out now? It's so low. Why would I cash out now? Would it be in this low?" You guys
Right.
said the same thing when it was $20. If you bought, if you would have cashed
Oh,
out
yeah.
then, you understand. It's just going to keep going lower eventually if you don't cash out
Take it down to
because it's a shit
$5.
company, shit
Go.
stock.
I dare you to take it down to $5 because everybody's going to buy. Well, what the fuck happened? No, they didn't. They said that literally
Yeah.
at 30, 20, 10, 5. They've said it at every major interval price. oh, sure, go ahead, drop it down, hedgies. And then it just
Remember, what's
fucking,
the risk if it gets to $12? They cover.
oh, right.
They
Yeah.
cover.
Casey Shaw. Like, if it gets low, they're gonna create their own. I mean, essentially, it would be a short cover rally at that point. It wouldn't be a short squeeze. It would be short positions closing at a profit, running the price up, and that. I mean, sometimes we call that a short squeeze, but it's not really a it's not the same thing because you have hedge funds or short positions voluntarily exiting at a profit, which in a true short squeeze is not the case, as far as I know.
Yeah, they're having trouble finding the shares. They're
The
losing
price
money.
goes, price
Yeah,
shoots up.
legitimate short squeeze.
The longer they wait, the higher the price goes. Yeah, like it's and I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see how it's possible. I mean, but anyway,
Buy
whatever.
AMC stock, are you giving liquidity to the hedge funds?
I just want to hear his
short
rationale on
AMC
this.
stock and pull down the AMC price. Now keep in mind, most of the AMC stock trading is done in the dark pool off exchange. Often
That's not true.
it's around
Most of it.
85% of the total volume.
Where's he getting those numbers
85% of
from?
the total
85
volume.
fucking percent. I mean, like, how do they get these numbers? How do they literally get these numbers? I don't understand. Like,
A bad game of telephone.
yeah, I mean, but they even look at this. Like, they look at the data. Today it was 60%. Okay, 60% off exchange today. Now, I bet if we go to short volume, it's going to be somewhere around that. Oh, yep, 57%. So, and 57% short volume, 60% off exchange. Now, check this. 53% of the off exchange volume was short volume, which sometimes you've had that as high as 70. Um, what all that means is that you have retail buying in off exchange. Like that's indicative of retail buying in the dark pool because we've been over how short volume is mostly market maker payment for order flow, fulfilling orders for retail to buy because they sell it to you before they actually have it. So they short it to you, right? That's the naked shorting that everybody's up in arms about. So the higher the short volume, actually the more buying there was. So I bet if we look on what is this, November 8th and 9th at the price, I don't know what we'll see. I mean, I could be wrong, but let's go to the 8th and 9th on the chart. And we're on a monthly chart. We need to be on a daily chart. But we go to the 8th and 9th, and here's well, sort of. The 8th is a green candle, and the 9th isn't, but um, the 10th and 11th were, and that was lower off exchange. But obviously, the 10th and 11th, that's institutional. That's institutional, but right there, so that's not even retail. That so
See, they think short exempt data is shorting that gets to be exempt from price action.
right, which is not. That's not even close. Not even close. It's literally them buying the fucking shares. That's what short exempt is. It's literally their own buying. And that's the same thing with everything that they bitch about with the dark pool. They bitch about the dark pool volume. Then don't use fucking Webull. Don't use Robinhood.
Right.
If you don't want it to be higher, you want it to be lower, don't use that because that's you. That is you.
Yeah.
This off exchange is retail mostly. Um, they bitch about short volume. Well, again, you're buying in the dark. You're buying from payment for order flow brokerages, and the same with short exempt. I mean, it's you can't make this shit up. Um, and then failed to deliver. They don't talk about that when the numbers are low. It's only when the numbers go high that they talk about that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, what the hell? This is the most ridiculous shit. And then here's one of the stupidest things that you see. He's going to talk about right here.
Say that shares available right now to borrow look like zero from what I'm finding. It doesn't look like there are any AMC stocks available to even borrow right now. I wonder if that has something to do with the FTX collapse potentially.
No, well, I mean, this is one brokerage. This is literally just interactive brokers, because we can go to the Stonko tracker and see that, and it even says it right on there. I still want to know who runs Stonko tracker, but like, oh my God, they just printed 9,000. They just printed
Yeah,
9,000
that
synthetic shares.
I
No,
get it.
9,000 shares were fucking returned. George,
Donnie
Donnie.
thinks they're being printed out of thin air when they show up. He doesn't understand the returns.
Oh yeah.
And these guys get views and they get subscribers and they get like a YouTube check off of this shit. It's insane.
Wow, that's crazy. That's insane. Uh, um, let's see. I just saw this actually. Model 3 dude that Morrissey upset the crowd after ending concert 30 minutes in. Was that the one you're at, or is that a different one? Cancels the LA show after just 30 minutes. Uh, maybe that was yesterday. Maybe that was yesterday. Huh. What happened? I wonder. Anyway, that's cool. Model 3 dude living his best life, seeing Morrissey.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Um, nope. Not the same one. Okay, good. Um, yeah. So whatever. This is just
Oh yeah, when's that I think T90 is supposed to be
yep.
sometime this month, like
I
this
just
week,
saw
I think.
I just saw a Reddit
I
post
know
on that. Hang
GME's was
on.
in October, and that just was a big dud.
Oh yeah. Um, T plus 90. So isn't the ape T plus 90 date next week? Should the effects come into play immediately, without crime, of course, or once it happens, does it take some time for us to see effects? I'm a little confused on how the whole thing works. If someone could explain or link me to a post. Oh, this is going to be a shit show.
Oh my god.
Well,
I remember
Shadow
when the
Stars.
ape got released, like Casey
Mm-hmm.
Shaw and all them were saying, give it time because we get the T90. So we'll see this in a couple months. So everybody be patient. Now when the T90 comes and goes and nothing happens, it'll be you got to give it a couple months for everything uh to be compiled. You know what I mean? It's like a consistent move of the goalpost. Never admitting that they're wrong.
Now it's T
1122. Okay.
now it's T plus 93 apparently, because 1993 was a good year. I don't know, just making shit up. It was though. Let's see. I know that I know that there's a T90 video that we saw here. T plus my ass. Let's see. We're gonna hear a lot more. Well, here's this guy, this clown with the fucking black glasses and the lamb mutton chops. He's the last
Oh,
one.
that's
Looks like
so
we
dumb.
did
He's
watch this
got to be a
video.
troll, man.
Gotta
This
be.
guy has to be a troll.
This is the latest. This is the latest
Hello,
T90
Internet
update we
Bets.
have.
So everyone's talking about T plus 90, whether or not it's actually going to bring the Moass or anything. My first rule always has been since day one, ever
No
since I
dates.
started talking about this, is no dates. There are no dates.
No
I don't care
dates.
if the president says.
So you got two kind of people here. You got date people and you got no date people. He's a no date guy.
No dates and no price.
No dates and no
Two
price,
things,
but
two
yeah.
things that are irrelevant in stock trading:
Yep.
price
Right.
and date.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, but let's see what Frankie's up to. So Joe with NBC.
Hey, what's up? It's
CNBC.
Frankie, man. Let me say I'm not a financial advisor. Anything that I say in this video be
Well,
fact, just an entertainment. That now, you know, that you
you
should buy,
know.
sell, or hold a stock. I'm just an entertainer on YouTube. You know, it's unfortunate that now it seems like we living in a country
Oh boy.
that's being ran by people that don't care nothing about the American.
Politician right here, Frankie Mohammed.
I can see it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
see, that's why it's so easy for them to lie, cheat, and steal from the American people. You see what I'm saying? So the people, I see people in the community,
Yes, we want that
they be
video.
on that
Which
Democrat
one is
tip,
that?
or they be on that Republican tip. And here's what I got to say about that. On the left, you got these rich elites in which they want the country to be morally bankrupt.
Mm.
They don't want God.
Morally bankrupt. They don't want God. Okay. All right. So, all right.
So
Which
far,
one
he's
is
making
that?
a lot of sense.
Oh, he deleted it. It's on Telegram. Oh shit.
Joking. Just
Right.
bullshitting.
Yeah. We need to bring prayer back to schools. That'll do it. Where let's see, where is it? I know that you put it in there. That manual put it in there sometime, but fuck. I gotta find it. Shit. Well, I can find it. It's a video. Yeah, here
Notice
it
how
is.
these guys are getting more and more like radical with their
I got it.
message.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean they have to. They have to. I think keep people engaged. Like here. Okay, so here's the video. Here's the deleted video. We got special
Hey,
access.
what's up, man? It's Frankie. Let me say I'm not a financial advisor. Anything that I say in this video should be used for entertainment purposes only.
I
Whatever I
didn't
say in
watch
this
this yet.
video is
I
my
haven't seen
opinion.
this.
It may not
Neither have I.
necessarily be factual. Don't let what I say be the determining factor as to whether you should buy, sell, or hold a stock. Hey, look, this video right here is not for kids. So if you got some kids, you might wanna move them. Don't let them see the video.
Move
So I
them.
was watching a particular man YouTube influencer video, and once again, man, I had some, this particular individual was attacking our stock. Let me say this. I got my money tied up in AMC, and I got my money tied up, in the ape share. I'm tied up
Smart man.
in this short squeeze play. I'm married to I'm married to this particular
He's
stock,
married to it.
AMC. I'm good with that.
He
So, man,
impregnated it.
sometimes when I hear somebody attacking the stock and trying to fuck people out their money, sometimes I take it personal. You see what I'm saying? And see, the apes and the AMC shareholders, man,
But
we're
wait a
part
minute.
of
Wait a
an
minute. Wait a
amazing
minute. Why does he care what happens to other people's money? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah,
Why
what
does
does
he
he?
care? I mean, leave butt
Why is he
out.
so
It's
worried
my
about what
money.
other people do with their money and how they spend it?
And if they get scammed,
Like he's
right.
pocket watching.
Mm-hmm.
short squeeze play. You see what I'm saying? We're part of one of the most popular stocks in the stock market. The ape share and the AMC stock is going to bring life-changing money to a lot of people.
Well, let's just put this to bed right now. The ape share, what she says, the ape share is not one of the most popular stocks. It certainly is not. It's not.
And it's going
Like,
to change. It's definitely going to create life-changing money.
right.
It's going to change your
Life-changing
life.
effects.
Just
Yeah.
not negative. It's
Well,
take it all away from you.
that's the thing with volatility, right? Volatility doesn't have a direction, but
Yeah.
volatility's high. It could go up, way up or way down. So we're used to that. So yeah, volatility can be life-changing in either direction.
In this short squeeze play, it's going to change a lot of people's lives. So we should never feel ashamed about being affiliated with the stocks of the company. So, like I was saying earlier, we got this particular YouTube influencer. Every time, man, he wants to talk about the ape share of our stock, he always wants to refer to the male sex organ. You see what I'm saying? Let me say this, bro. I think you need to get a wife or you need to get you some pussy. and stop talking
Oh
to
my.
men all the time, probably. You see what I'm
Oh my
saying?
God.
Maybe if you got some pussy, you wouldn't be so antagonistic all the time. You wouldn't be
Wow.
so angry all the time, and you wouldn't hate everybody. You see what I'm saying? Most men, most of the people, from what I can see, in the AMC short squeeze play, or even if it's GTII short squeeze play, most 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 investors, man, we're men. You see what I'm saying? You know, we don't want to sit around, man, and listen to a man talk about dick all day. We're men. You see what I'm saying? And what I found is most men that allocate a lot of time talking about dick, they got a broke wrist. You know, you see what I'm saying? Most of the time.
Wow.
And they suffer from mental issues because they doing things that their essence and their nature disagree with. So a lot of time they uncomfortable. So they lash out at everybody. You see what I'm saying? Simply because of
Wow.
the fact that they hate themselves. So they take their pain and they
Oh my
take their
God.
frustration out
Oh my
on other
God.
people. You see what I'm
No
saying?
fucking
And think
way.
about it. No righteous
Hmm.
woman wants to hear a grown man talk about dick all day. Not no righteous woman. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is,
Righteous.
man, maybe you need to get you some pussy. If you get you some pussy, you know, you wouldn't be so upset all the time. Maybe you'll feel better. You see what I'm saying? And stop talking to men all the time, like I said. Get you some sisters around you and embrace some of that feminine energy. You'll feel better. And you'll get rid of a lot of that stress you get and a lot of that hatred that you get. And you won't be so antagonistic, you know, and hate everybody and hating everybody all the time. As far as, man, the AMC apes and the shareholders, man, hopefully we'll have an amazing week and be proud, man, to be a part of our stock. Diamond Hand, thank you for taking time out to watch the video. Have a nice day.
Okay. So this is funny because he's saying that, and then um
He described. He's
very,
confused.
very, very confused.
He's
So
stuck in. I know what his problem was. The problem was when he was younger, probably in the late '90s. He
mhm.
he seems like, I don't know. He it's like he wants to project. He's trying too hard. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like
for
he
sure.
watched too much Rap City growing up. You know what I mean? He couldn't differentiate real life and you know,
So he was
TVG,
bitching
Rap
he was
City. It's
he
like
was
he
bitching about
he
people
wants to be young and hip,
right,
gangster, but yet he wants to be, he's righteous.
righteous.
He's
Yep.
the most confused, and I think you hit the nail. He hit the nail on the head. He's got all of his wealth tied up in AMC and Ape.
How could
So
you
a
not
personal
be
attack against that
right?
stock is attacking his financial well-being. That's how he's looking at it, I think.
So
But he's a
let's see if
fucking clown, dude. He's a
yeah,
fucking clown.
let's see if what he said at all describes this.
About the American people, especially those that's running the financial system and those that's running the political system. It seems like their loyalty is to themselves. It's about greed and it's about power. And see, that's why it's so easy for them to lie, cheat, and steal from the American people. You see what I'm saying? So the people, I see people in the
Exactly.
community, they be on that Democrat tip or they be on that Republican tip. And here's what I got to say about that. On the left, you got these rich elites in which they want the country to be morally bankrupt. They don't want God in nothing, period. You see what I'm saying? They want the government to control everything.
What about what about all these Republican congressmen that they talk about God all the time, and There was a stretch where it seemed like it was happening every year. They
Yeah,
get
diddling little kids in Congress
oh
for
yeah,
pages. Remember?
absolutely, yep. What was that one guy's name? Mark something or other. Mark no, I can't remember his name. Um Larry something or other. I mean, I just remember the bits and pieces of the names, but yeah, there were two or three of them. One got arrested for that at a fucking airport bathroom. I mean,
Yeah, the stomping his foot and shit.
right, exactly. Yep, yep, exactly. So I mean, these are some garbage stereotypes for sure. Um,
They don't
anyway,
want people to have no personal freedoms. And then you got these people, these rich elites
yeah, okay.
on the right, they got a hidden agenda. And what they want to do is totally destroy poor people. That's in my opinion. And they want to keep the 1% on top. So behind closed doors, they got a hidden agenda to pass legislation to make sure that poor people stay on the bottom. That's their agenda. But if you look at both parties,
Jesus fucking
you've
Christ.
never seen neither one of them do anything about trying to stop the fraud and criminal activity that's taking place in our financial system and retail investors getting robbed. None of the elites, whether it be on the left or whether it be on the right. You see what I'm saying? And see, I
Well,
see people in our
how
community.
how about this? They both benefit from it. How about this? There's the illusion of two parties, and yeah, there are two parties, but on most things, when it comes down to it, both when they take the roll call the votes and all that, and when they hash out the details, they're pretty much in agreement on. And what the media shows us is all this contentious debate, and it's they want this and they want this, and it's the illusion
Pro
of
wrestling.
bipartisanship. Yeah, basically, yeah. But they know it's like every year when they have these debates about the the budget reconciliation, and are they going to pass the budget, or is the government going to shut down? And 9 times out of 10, they fucking, it doesn't shut down. They do it, nothing really changes, and that's kind of the way it is. And so Frankie would be more wise, I think, and this is my opinion, to look at it like, yeah, both parties suck. They both parties are corporate political parties. They have an agenda that is not aligned with what the people want.
But see,
And
Frankie wouldn't have a problem with any of this if they would
if they would fix
fix
the financials,
AMC
right?
stock to do what he wants it to do. Then
So
he
he
wouldn't
w-
give a shit if they're diddling little kids or pissing on
s-
poor people. None of
so
that shit
he
would
w-
matter.
so in his perfect like fantasy, somebody like JD Vance or one of these clowns, and I can say that because he's from Ohio and I'm from Ohio and he's a clown. We grew up not that far from each other, actually. Um, if he came out and said and basically said, "I'm making it a part of my uh, you know time in office to fix this AMC short squeeze thing," that's what he wants. He wants a politician to literally say,
Right.
"One of the big pillars of my agenda is I'm going to fix this AMC short. You got 4.1 million retail investors who are getting screwed every day. They deserve to be rich. I'm going to fix it for them." Like
Hmm.
what? Really? That's what he that
They're
like
so far detached from reality and so stuck in
yeah.
their
Yeah,
web
they're
of
in a victim
their
mentality.
fucking like mantra.
And they're in a victim mentality where he sits
Yeah,
there
the
and
poor
says that
me,
they
why
get
me?
ro- retail investors get stolen from every day. Well, yeah, sometimes you lose money, but isn't it more about what you do? Isn't it more about what you decide to buy and sell and when you decide to buy and sell it than anything else? I mean,
It
and
can never
the
be that
market could
goal.
go this way and you could make the good decision and you could make money, or the market could go the same way and you fuck it up and you lose money. And we've all been on both sides of that. So whose fault is it really? I mean, that's the
And
thing
the
that kills
funny
me
thing
about
is,
this.
if you
Hmm.
listen to Frankie, he says he bought prior to the squeeze at like $5 or something like that. His average is right.
Yeah.
So that means he held all the way through 70 some to back down now. All the
Right.
little pump and dumps in between, he's held strong.
Yep. Yep.
That's fucking asinine. He could have sold
Hmm.
last year for a profit and got back in now if he wanted to. None of these people even took their fucking initial
No.
investments off the table when it ran up to that astronomical amount where they could have just been free rolling with not a care in the
Right.
world.
Nope. Nope.
How
They
is you cashing out your initial investment hurting like everything became this life or death
well,
it's just
that's the problem with hinging on what other people are doing. Because if one person starts doing that, then everybody starts doing it, and then all of a sudden the stock price collapses. And no, it's I hold for you, you hold for me. We are literally like preschoolers, and we're going to trust we're going to trust that these random people across the country that you don't know, that you only know on the internet, are going to do the same thing because they say they're going to do it. And at the end of the day, and I know as very well, I don't care what the fuck you do. And you don't care what the fuck I do. And what you do is not dependent on what I do. And what I do is not dependent on what you do. And sometimes we might do the same thing, just
right,
because we have the same ideas or we talk about it. But it's not because you profiting on that doesn't depend on me doing something.
right.
It's not,
What you eat
that's
don't
not the
make me
way it
shit.
is.
Bottom
Exactly.
line.
Exactly.
And if you
Right.
think about it, it went to 70 and some change, 72 or whatever. It's almost down
Hmm.
90%. Well, cost
I mean,
adjusted with the
right.
ape or whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know whatever it is, but it's down that
Over
much
80%. Over
approximately.
80%. Over
For
80%.
them to think that they didn't lose anybody, and a significant amount of apes during this
Right.
time,
It's
for them to
it's
think they've gained apes in this time with it dropping this
delusional.
much, and that there's this much fugaziness that it can drop it down. A
Hmm.
stock that has half a billion shares,
Hmm.
they can suppress 90% dip with fugaziness
With
is
about a
retarded. They
20%, one
actually
fifth,
believe that.
with about a quarter of the number of shares, which is about,
Right,
a 25% short interest, whatever. Um, well, I mean, no, because they don't think they think that there's these billions of naked shorts that have put pressure down on the stock. And I mean, then you're getting into complete conspiracy, no proof whatsoever of that. And that's where, that's where you can't argue with them, you know, becomes very difficult because they would say, well, the reason the price went down so much, like in here and stuff, this is all naked shorting. You know, clearly, they didn't borrow those shares. It wasn't reflected because
right.
we're not. Here's another big part of it. Nobody's selling. So if they
Yeah,
truly think that nobody's selling and that their short interest only shows whatever it shows and the price is still going down, in their minds, the only other option is it's crime, which I'm sorry, you need to look at the fact that you're trusting some random fucking idiots online on Reddit. See, it used to, and I know you remember this back when, let's say, the late 90s, early 2000s. What did people say about the internet? It's like, oh, I read this online. Oh, you read that online? Really? Well, we don't trust anything that we read online, especially when it comes to
right. It was
what
all
you
looked
should
at
do with
as
your money.
not trustworthy.
Not trustworthy, and you better do your goddamn homework on it, especially if it's an investment opportunity. Oh yeah, let me tell you, if I had gone to my parents in 1999 or 2002 or whenever and said, "Hey, I got this great investment idea for us. I read about it on the internet and it's legit." Yeah, you think that would have gone over very well? I mean, seriously. But now, apparently, it because it's online, because millions of other idiots believe it, it has credibility. Makes no
You're
sense.
right. You can't debate with them. You can't argue with them because you're not arguing fact. You're arguing against somebody's faith. You can't argue against faith. That's all.
Right.
That's what it
Yep.
is. It's basically they have faith. They don't have no facts to back it up. They make up shit, but they don't have any hard data to back the shit up. It's basically faith. It
Mhm.
all derives from they have these synthetics. Yeah, we don't particularly have anything to show us it, but we have faith it exists.
Right.
That's why I say it's turned into a religion, and you cannot argue or change someone's mind when that's how they're set.
Right.
And it's just the people that are left in now are of that mindset, and they're just going to go down with the ship. And the smart ones and the evil ones are have caught on, and they're trying to recruit extra bag holders to get some type of exit liquidity out of here for them.
Mhm. Right. Yep.
It, it's just
Yep.
there's
Yeah.
no
I mean,
logic that they can that they'll accept. There's no you heard them. They say they won't accept anything less than life changing money.
right. Yeah.
And they'll
Manny
say,
said,
why would I cash out now? We're down almost 90%. All right, well, it's going to go down more. And then what if they claim bankruptcy? Then you ain't got shit. Isn't
right.
10,000 left out of 100 better than zero? Isn't
Right.
1,000 left out of 10,000 better than zero? At least you can use that money for something. I mean,
Yep.
they don't understand that.
Um, Model 3 dude says AMC can't even hold above $8 because of overhead supply.
Yeah, good
Pretty
point.
much. Yeah. I mean, it,
The amount of pressure it's going to need, buying pressure to get to bust through that and flip that to support,
right.
it's not going to happen.
Right. Yeah. That's true. And yeah, so you had basically, yeah, right. You closed just under $8 today. Let's see. It was good at the
This is
beginning. The
probably
problem
where
was,
you would want to open another short position.
oh,
I might
yeah,
start looking at that.
sure. Sure. I mean,
I
let's
mean,
see.
it's just their IV so goddamn high, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, sell some calls. Fuck it. You know, that's when
Yeah.
you sell
Or I might just
calls
short the motherfucker. Really,
or
that
just
way, just
short it,
don't
just
mess
straight
up.
up short it. Yep. Straight up short it. Or, hey, go for a bearish spread. Bearish spreads are
Yeah.
good. You can get in some of those real cheap and, you stack 5 or 10 of those suckers and you can make, it's, of course, it's you're limiting your profit, but hey, you're also limiting your risk. It's a hell of a
Limiting your
lot
risk.
cheaper than
Yeah.
buying straight up contracts. Even finance news is gone. I know it's so weird that finance news is gone, but hey, I'm not complaining. Okay, anybody, let's see what else we got. I mean, I want to wind this down here. It's getting a little bit late. I have to go back to work tomorrow, so um, and a nice couple days off, and now it's basically Sunday for me. Um, let's check out Andrew No Money real quick because he's saying that shorts are losing control, and I beg to differ. But God, he looks
50% in just 5 days. Look at this beautiful run up. And why exactly is the markets getting ever so nasty and ever so frothy? We are looking at inflation cooling and Wall Street loving it. Why AMC just led GameStop and earlier in the beginning of the market? Why exactly is days to cover 3M still on the rise? And why are we slapping that like button early, often, and right now? Hey guys, welcome to the show. My name is Andrew. That's Professor Meatball. He's taking a breather, so I'll take a little crack.
111,000 subscribers.
So out of control with the first.
His dog's excited as fuck. Look, his dog is so excited he can't even contain himself. You'll never buy AMC. You'll never have to work again. Life-changing money, like because you're going to be going on welfare.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
and that's a misnomer too. When he's like, it's up 50% in the last couple of days. That don't mean that 50% shit at this point in the game is nothing. You need
right,
thousands of percent right now to even get
right.
anywhere
And
near.
somebody said it before, but yeah, I mean, we could put it on here. Oops, I got to put it on the other curve. But the reason it's up, I mean, let's be honest, it's because the fucking SPY is up. Like the orange
Yeah,
line is
one
a
sec does
SPY.
everything. Yeah,
Orange line is a
IWM
SPY.
that the I think that's the basket it's in is IWM, right?
Um,
Whole
yeah,
market's up, so it's
I
gonna
mean,
reverberate.
yeah, right, exactly.
Even the
It
most
doesn't
shitty
matter.
stock is gonna get some positive pressure.
I think it's in the is it in the Russell 2000 or 1000? I can't remember. I think it's in the 1000. That's IW
IWM, I believe.
though that's to 2000. I forget the ETF for the 1000. It's the IWB. So it's in the IWB um and shit. I guess I need to do it this way. Change this to IWB. So that's a Russell 1000. I mean, it's essentially the same. Essentially the same. It's at the
I'm sorry,
top. It's the
it's RUI, I think. RUI is Russell 1000.
that's the yeah,
Oh, industrial. No.
the actual that's one of the indexes. It's contract for difference. That's not what's traded in
Oh,
the
you're looking
US.
for the ETF. ETF.
Yeah, it's
I got you.
IWB is the one
My
that's
bad.
traded in the US.
Yeah.
RUI is a yeah, it's I think that might even be futures. Well, futures on it
Future
is
contract.
RTY is the future. Well, that's Russell 2000. So yeah, RUI, Russell 1000, index contract for difference. So that's a little different, but anyway, whatever. It's IWB. So yeah, I mean it's essentially um because of that. So let's see what he says.
Remember when they thought
First,
that
Hmm?
shorting the ETFs was they're actually pulling the AMC shares out of the
Oh right,
ETF
yeah.
basket to short
Oh
individuals?
God, Jesus. Right.
You
Ah,
don't really
fuck.
hear them say that much anymore. Like
Right.
they've given up on that crackpot shit.
Yeah, they have. You're right.
inflation. I know you guys probably care about it, but you guys are looking at your pockets with extra money in them right
What is he
now
talking
as
about?
inflations start to cool.
I mean, okay. Yeah.
I
My
have a
my
thousand in
pocket.
my pocket. You take 900 of it, and then a couple months later, you give me fifty
And
dollars of it back. Yeah, I got more than the 100 I had, but
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm still robbed out of the majority.
that's true. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is like, where's the? Yeah, I mean, we have these fucking these convoluted ass indexes of CPI and shit that is very specific on how it breaks things down and how it weights things, and that showed that it's increasing at a slower rate, and some elements did show a decrease, but some elements are still showing increases. So, how
Mhm.
can you sit there and say that you have extra money in your pocket? I mean, no, you can't say that. You cannot say that. The CPI was higher. I mean, CPI was fucking higher. Increased at a decreased rate, but it was still fucking higher. I mean, I'm so sick of this. Inflation went down. Inflation did not fucking go
Yeah,
down. It did not go down. It increased at a slower rate. That's it. It did not go down. Anyway, sorry.
and it's only
Tangent.
done it
And it's
one
only
month.
done it
It did it 1 month,
1 month
a couple
and
months ago, and then went back to going
then
up
went
again.
back up.
So who knows?
And
December it could
also,
rise again.
I think it will. I think it absolutely will. And
I do
also,
too.
you had uh consumer inflation expectations for next year come out today, and then I don't know why it's not loading, but um it was higher. You also had the was it last, I think it was Monday. There was a measure that came out Monday as well, higher eh, uh consumer consumer sentiment or something like that.
And the
Anyway,
CPI data, they changed
yeah,
the way they formatted
well
one of
there's that too. Yeah. Was
the
it
things,
on
which is the
I forget
first.
which one it was
Some
on.
weird way they because of the time frame or however, but it was reformulated, which caused it to
Right,
actually show lower. I
right.
had to go
That's true.
research to get the exact info. I'll post it on
Also,
Telegram.
they recalibrated one of them. I think it was
Yeah,
the housing maybe, or is that what you're talking about where they took it down? They
yeah,
literally
yeah,
it
yeah.
indexed it lower so that a a higher number is lower essentially.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so today we had the PPI, but it must have been yesterday. Yesterday.
I think it was what was it? Yeah, that's right.
Come on. I don't have yesterday. Well, okay, here we go. Monday, consumer inflation expectations. Inflation expectations for the year ahead increased to 5.9% in October from 5.4% in September. That's 0.5% higher after 3 consecutive months of a slowdown. So consumer inflation expectations had been declining until this month when they went up, or October, they went up. The median expected change in gas prices rose, so people are expecting higher gas prices, etc. So the forecast was 5.3 and the actual was 5.9. So there's that. Then last week we had one too. Shit. Michigan 5-year inflation expectations. Previously 2.9, actual 3%. So essentially the same. Essentially the same.
This November could just be a big bull trap.
Yep. Michigan inflation expectations preliminary November forecast 5.1, previously 5, actual came in at 5.1. So that again is higher than expected. I yeah, I mean, and just logically, just thinking about it, do you have extra money in your pocket? Are you spending less on things, regular expenses like food and gas and stuff
Hey,
like that?
groceries are still high as shit.
Utilities? No, fuck no, you're not. I mean, I don't see it. And and we live
Yeah, I
in
don't either.
pretty reasonably priced in terms of cost of living. We live in pretty
Hmm.
reasonably priced cities. And I haven't seen it abate at all. But yeah, I mean, so he's
Why
going to
is Wall
say,
Street already jumping on it? First of all, stocks were mostly higher today, after the US government reported that wholesale prices rose at a far less dramatic rate than expected. That news came just a few days after another report showed that the pace of consumer price increases was also slowing. The Dow was flat in midday trading.
the pace of increases was slowing. That's the key. Was the pace of
Hmm.
increases was slowing, not the prices were going down. So I don't know why he said that the people have less money or more money in their pockets.
Having given up much of its gains from earlier in the day, but the S&P 500 and Nasdaq rose 0.7% and 1.3%. Stocks pulled back following reports that 2 missiles or rockets struck a village in Poland near the border with Ukraine. 2 people were reportedly killed. Still, investors were hoping that the cooling inflation
They got over that
lead
fast.
the Federal Reserve to raise interest
Yeah,
rates by smaller amounts in
just
the next
graze
few
over
months.
that clusterfuck.
Right,
None of that'll matter. Inflation data if World War III
right.
jumps off.
That's true.
Half a percentage point instead of data dependent.
I hate when he just reads
First of
shit
all,
and you don't
we've
see
been
it on
paying
the
attention to
screen.
this purple line days to cover 3M. It means just how much runway do the shorts have at any given short-term basis, and it is getting.
I mean, is there anything more irrelevant than days to cover? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, that
Like
has
it means nothing.
nothing because when it does squeeze or covering starts, the volume goes up, so the days to cover number prior to that means
Right.
nothing.
Exactly.
3 days turns
It
into
means nothing.
0.2.
Right. Yep. And it's like how many days would it take the shorts to cover? Well, um they're not all going to cover at once anyway. So, I mean,
Right.
whatever.
Astronomically high. Really, we haven't seen any of these since the beginning of the crazy price actions. As early as November in 2021, when AMC hit the highs in the 40s and then started leveling off onto its VWAP, we also saw that that AMC was able to face a little bit of a. Do you see this tiny past 5 days of an uptrend? Well, all of this is only the beginning. If we can take a look at days to cover 3M, still on the rise, because those two do trend inversely, correlation, not causation. But let's take a really quick look. What happened at its supposedly reporting its 12th consecutive quarterly loss last week, sending its shares falling 7.7%, now on a daily 8% grind. Why exactly is that happening? Company stock has been boosted by a weakened box.
Because the market in general has gone up. I mean, we even need to like, why would you ask that?
Is
And
Ape
it's not
doing
it's
for
not
us?
buying that's causing it.
Right. Yeah.
It's just
Right. Yeah.
repositioning,
Yep. Yep.
derivative positions and shorts, and
Right.
it's not any apes, because if apes are buying on green days,
Yeah, that's institutions, that's short covering, it's market maker repositioning, absolutely.
What do you guys think? Try it in the comments down below. The dividend hit an intraday low of $1.25 on November 9th and an intraday high of $10.50 on August 22nd. The apes have fallen 76% since their debut. Take a look at the NASDAQ. It is across the
2
board.
months that lost
Thus,
90% of its value too. Jesus.
Right.
And
grinding through this.
they only announced that they did only a small
Yeah.
offering, right, of the
Yeah.
ape stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was only like 14,000 or something like that, or 14 million or something. I don't know. Not very much. A drop in the bucket. Yeah.
There's more dilution coming, and it's only at $1.25. That's crazy.
Ape has done absolutely nothing for retail financially, but it has helped expose the amount of fraud/synthetic shares in the stock market that will hopefully help us squeeze in the long run. Okay. Uh, Ape is going to rocket, and we as a company will be debt free. I don't see how that's possible. Shorts are not out of control. Retail thinks a great movie release will save the day, so they are running it up. AMC still has to figure out 5 billion in debt. They are currently losing money every quarter. If that changes Q4, bravo, but revenue was up Q3 and AMC lost more money versus Q2. AMC debt is trading under 50 cents on the dollar in several cases. It's a little ways out, but corporate finance requires stable financials ahead of time to efficiently roll over debt. AMC issued a senior Odeon bond recently at 15% yield, and the issue is trading lower in price since issue. Oh boy. Ape is the only way AMC can raise funds, and it is trading at $1.43 despite the big AMC big move. That tells me it's not based on company performance, rather retail speculation. At some point, more Ape units will be issued and they will be converted to AMC shares. Ape will be worth more, but AMC considerably less because massive dilution. 516 million shares outstanding could quickly become 1.5 billion or more. Even if AMC retains a 5 billion market cap, that leaves AMC at $3.33. AMC can't sell enough Ape to put a dent in the debt without crushing the current holders. That's why it's still under $1.50. I think this is one of my subscribers here. Sounds like it.
Yeah, wow.
What you said is true, but even the worst of a bear market has come in. It's not because of the bear market. AMC AMC is emerging as the monopoly of the silver screen. No, it's not.
Yeah, what are they
I don't
talking
think it
about?
is. I don't think so at all. The stock is moving up because it's the beginning of a new bull market for AMC and the general stock. No, no. Oh boy, that's
They are
no.
so far off. It isn't even like they're not even. I could even see. Okay, you got money invested. You want to be bullish. I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but like there is no sense of reality hidden in any of their thoughts. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
perma bull nonsense. Like it's not even
Yep.
remotely like I don't even see how you could get that from what's going on.
Right. I mean, looking ahead to a bull market, I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Q1 and Q2 of next year, watch how bad it gets
Oh yeah. I mean,
with
we
all those
haven't we
rates
haven't seen
jacking up
nothing
shit.
yet. We haven't seen nothing yet. And now you get Amazon's laying off 10,000 workers.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, you think that's really
Google.
they're going to be the last one? I don't think so.
Didn't Netflix lay off some too? Like
Probably.
these
Yeah.
companies print money and shit basically.
Yep.
Facebook.
Yeah. Facebook. Um, I mean, I just saw an article earlier that said Ford, that didn't say they were laying off workers, but it said Ford says that their new electric vehicle technology will require 40% fewer workers to manufacture. So what's the implication there? You know, their electric vehicle plants are not going to be staffed with as many workers, which means they're probably going to lay off workers, or not hire as many as they would have normally. So, yeah, I mean, it's
I mean, just because it doesn't say layoffs, you can't really look into that because it's a heavily unionized work
right,
environment where
right. They
it's
probably couldn't say layoffs if they wanted to,
right. I
at this
know
point.
because I used to work, like I said, in GM when I was younger, and
Right.
they
Yeah.
would have shit when they would do layoffs. Just have it where you would just go in and sit in the fucking cafeteria all day, where you would get you would get actively work hours and paychecks and shit, and you wouldn't be quote unquote laid off because
Right.
it was some
I
type of agreement they had with the state with unemployment benefits and how their layoff shit works. So when you get into the heavily unionized shit like that, just because it doesn't
mhm.
come out and say it right away, doesn't
Well,
mean it's
and
not happening in
the
a
way I
roundabout
saw it,
way.
right, and the way I saw it was it was just planting the seeds of it, getting people
Yeah.
used to the idea of, hey, yeah, we're not going to need as many workers when we switch to all electric, or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
here's Shadow Stars just sent this over, layoffs.fyi, which I put this link in the chat once before too. It's biggest layoffs. So you got Meta, 11,000, booking.com, Twitter,
Uber.
Uber again, Peloton, Carvana, crypto.com, Zillow, Airbnb, Instacart, and a bunch of others that I haven't necessarily heard of. So yeah, I mean, this is, 50,000 or so
I
layoffs
guess
right
the
here
tech
probably.
sector right now, which
Hmm.
is always the indicator, the forward indicator, and always has this shit happen first.
Right. Meta laid off 13% of its employees. Um, some of these were going back a little bit, but I mean, these are the biggest layoffs in, uh, so let's see. Yeah, a lot of these were earlier, but still, I mean, I don't know what GoPuff is. Sounds like a vape supplier. Crypto.com laid off 30% of its workforce in October. So yeah, I mean, you got some pretty large percentages here, and this doesn't even have
Yeah.
Amazon or anything like that on it. So yeah, so I mean that's great that you know the market. You see the market going up, and people are like, oh, it's a new bull market starting. Like, and AMC is going to be swept away with it. I don't know how much more delusional it could get than that. Honestly,
Yeah, that it makes no sense.
I
None.
really don't.
They're if it breaks $10 again, I'd be shocked.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, I
I
or
think it possibly could, but I'd be shocked if it broke
at this
10.
point,
I don't think you're
and
ever going to see 15, 20 again.
and at this point, I'll say this, and I'm getting a signal from a Model 3 dude. It's time to kick the outro. So, but the
Cool.
last thing I'll say is this pattern of lower highs is continuing. Each one of these pumps and dumps or run ups, whatever you want to call these things, each one goes lower. I mean, it's really amazing how that holds true. Each one
Mm-hmm.
goes lower and assuming movement. which makes sense. You're at the end of the, you're getting towards the end of rally. It's getting exhausted now. You're starting to get overextended on everything. It's not, can't continue for that much longer. That will hold true. This time it was $8, and that was the peak. Before it was 10. I mean, just a couple months ago you had 10. Now you have 8. Next time will it be 6 or 7? I don't know, but
And I
it's
think I
pretty.
heard somewhere that the amount, like they have to have a certain amount. I think if their stock dips under like $4 or something, I think the Morant's guy was talking about it with the money that they have to keep on the cash on hand because of their debt.
Oh yeah, no, it was
If
Shadow
the stock
Stars, I
drops
think.
to under $4, they're kind of
Well,
fucked.
yeah, Morant's mentioned it. Shadow Stars also mentioned it as well, that they have a minimum
Okay.
amount that they have to keep on hand. All right, here we go. All right, man. Thanks for coming in and chatting and going over
No
the
problem.
crypto
Appreciate it.
shit. Yeah, man. Let's do it again. Have a good night.
You too, and everybody, thanks for listening. Hit the like button.
Yeah, hit the like.
Give your man some subscriptions if you ain't already.
Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. All right.
Catch y'all next time.
All right, man. Take her easy. All right. Wow, wow. All right. Well, that's it. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. And of course, Mr. Badback and everybody in the chat. Moass tomorrow. Yep. 100 mil minimum liquidity requirement. Chris, number 3 today. Number 3, Chris. Appreciate you being here, sir. Model 3 dude, number 2, and also the keeper of the song. Appreciate it. Enjoy Morrissey. Hope he doesn't cut out early on you. And Manny coming in first. Catch you guys later. Good night.